I went there one time for an appointment and I was like, I'll buy my own health insurance. Like this, no, I'm
It's
not
soul
doing
crushing.
this. I don't need any more pills. Sorry, thank you. I've only heard one thing good come out of the VA, and that's, have you heard of this Dr. Freeze guy?
Yes.
He's written a book on, they're calling this, it's like I'm going to butcher this, so whoever's listening that knows about this, don't kill me here, but it's like another, it seems to me like they've not repurposed. It's a different PTSD, I guess is basically what I'm saying, called operator syndrome, and they're tying in PTSD with traumatic brain injuries, but not like massive traumatic brain injuries, like stuff you get from shooting a Carl Gustav or slapping breacher charges on doors a lot. I'm not talking like a big VBID or something, sleep depth, and they're tying it all into like this new form of PTSD. It sounds pretty interesting. And
Well, dude, if that's what the VA exists to do,
yeah, well,
right?
yeah.
Specialize on stuff for guys that saw things that the outside world doesn't really understand, and focus on delivering the care that those guys and gals need. But right now we fund a VA bureaucracy, a healthcare system that, I mean, the outside world does a good job treating diabetes. The outside world does a good job treating cancer. Those aren't necessarily veteran-specific illnesses. So if the VA would specialize more on the things it does really well, it's comparative advantage, and you fund those things, and then you don't have to have the country's largest healthcare system that's not run very well, and instead you allow the private market to provide for vets that can be seen in a timely manner. We wrote a whole report on it called the Fixing Veterans Healthcare Task Force. It feels like forever ago. It was like 2014. It was a bipartisan deal. And that's exactly what we said. That's where the name came from. I don't know exactly what he does exactly, but those folks that specialize and do it best, they're the ones that should be the focus. And then on the general healthcare side, that can be done other ways.
Yeah. What would you personally like to see happen in the VA or to the VA?
Well, first of all, I would, that's a great question. And we wrote a whole report on it. And I guess in a perfect world, I would have, like I just said, I would have it focus on its core mission. And then I would, the critics would say, oh, you want to privatize the VA. That's not the idea. The idea is to effectively let the dollars follow the veteran. So, and the Mission Act did that Trump passed, which the VA is trying to squelch.
What is the problem with privatizing the VA? I mean, as far as I know, and I've interviewed a lot of vets that have done a lot of kind of wazoo, off-the-wall treatments that actually work, but all these treatments that are making major headway, like psychedelics.
Yep.
None of this is being developed from within the VA. It's all privates. A lot of it's out of the country. We can't even do the shit that helps us in the country. I'm one of them. I did psychedelics. I did Ibogaine in Mexico, and I mean, changed my life in so many different ways. I haven't had a drop of booze in 2.5 years. I didn't even go down there for that. And way more in the moment with my family. Anyways, whatever. None of these non-traditional treatments or things that are working for traumatic brain injury, PTSD, anxiety, all these things that are, that guys are dealing with coming out, none of it's being cured by the VA. None of it.
Big surprise. The government is not here to help.
And so